This is a very important video. Please, I urge you to make sure you stay to the end and watch this entire video because I'm going to tell you 5 things not to do that will bankrupt your wholesaling business. I can't tell you how many contacts have reached out to me and said, Charles, I tried to make it work. It doesn't work. Charles, I spent X amount of dollars. I depleted my bank account. My wife is mad at me. Charles, I just can't make any money and I'm losing every ounce of my savings trying to win at this wholesaling game. But first, before we get to the video, I want you to make sure you leave a comment. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. And please subscribe to the channel so you can be notified as soon as we come live with more content. Okay, we all know that real estate investing is the number one way for which you can generate generational wealth, that you can generate passive income that will allow you to build the type of lifestyle for you and your family. We all know that. The history books have told us that. All the actual individuals who have made millions building real estate wealth, I've told you that. We all know that this is a fact. But there's 5 things that you shouldn't do that will bankrupt you, or should I say that will bankrupt your entire wholesaling business. And let me break them down to you. Number one, signing up for every tool and gadget under the sun. I mean, I can't tell you how many people sign up for this new tool and this new gadget and this new system. Every time they turn or go to a seminar or go on YouTube, they hear all these different tools and systems and they sign it up and spend their last dime. No, you do not have to do this. As a matter of fact, you only need a process that will allow you to generate the type of wealth that you want based on proven systems and technology. I'll give you an example. The process in your business is 1, lead generating, 2, research and skip tracing, 3, marketing to those leads. That's it. So you don't need 40, 50 different systems that do the same thing over and over and repeating this and repeating that. You only need a few tools and systems in order to make this work. Number 2, not understanding after rehab value. This is an important factor if you want to do wholesaling. You have to understand how to comp out the actual properties, because when you comp out a wrong number, your business will suffer. And here's what I mean by that. You give a comp of 180,000 and the actual comp is what? 75, 90,000. Your people, the people who is looking at your numbers, the people who are looking at your deals, they're going to say, this guy don't know what he's doing. I'm not going to buy anything from him. He's got the wrong comps. His information is off. Man, you're going to wind up wasting time and you're going to wind up coming into that category of not being successful in real estate. So please, whatever you do, understand the after rehab value, understand how to comp out a property. Main factors that you're looking at when comping out a property. 1, you're looking at the actual property being of like kind. You want to compare apples to apples. Number 2, if it's a 1,200 square feet, you want to pair it to another 1,200 square feet. However, you can go anywhere between 225 below or 225 up, above. That's what you can do in order to get those comps in that right number. Appraisers will look around 200 to 225 above or below so that you can match up the right square footage. You have to make sure you're comparing correctly. 3, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bath. It could be 3 bedrooms and 1 bath, but when you have close to the same square footage, you can make another bathroom somewhere or another bedroom somewhere. That's why the square footage denominator is so important. 4, You want to make sure you're comping out properties in the same area. You usually start off with a 0.5 radius, and you can go up to a half a mile, and you can go up to a 3/4 mile, and you go all the way out to a mile. But you don't start with 2 miles out. You start with that 1/4 mile mark and then work your way out based on the fact that there is no comps that is in that actual vicinity. So these factors is what's most important when you're trying to determine the after rehab value when comping out a property. Don't get this wrong, because you will go bankrupt by having a business that is not doing anything and you're losing your money. Number 3, don't be a serial learner. I cannot really express this point. I hear all the time investors spending months, years learning the business and not implementing a damn thing. No. Forget about YouTube University every day of the week. No, you have to understand that you key to this business is not watching videos, it's taking actions. Action plus offers equal profit. And that's how you're going to get success in this wholesaling game. Keep that in mind. Number 4, not knowing how to estimate rehab costs. Now, as a wholesaler, you don't need to be exact when it comes to estimating rehab costs, but you have to be at least in the ballpark, especially if you plan on giving rehab costs as part of your evaluation. Remember, if you can give that buyer as much value in your actual details of your property, you have a higher opportunity to sell that deal. So by being able to get a good understanding of what the rehab cost is going to be, you will stand out from the crowd. So understand that there's ways in which you could really accelerate this process of learning how to estimate rehab costs. One, of course, practice makes perfect. The more properties you go out, the more properties you have an opportunity to estimate, the better you'll get. Number 2, one of the things I tell my students is to create a cheat sheet. And what do I mean by a cheat sheet? It's a sheet that you use that have been created with the help of you and maybe a contractor who went out to a property, and you paid that contractor $50, $60, $70 to break down what it would cost to rehab that house. And you use that as a cheat sheet. This is something that you can easily do. As a matter of fact, if you want a copy of my DMV cheat sheet, leave a comment below and I'll make sure you get a copy of the actual cheat sheet that we use in our real estate business to estimate repair costs. And last but not least, number 5, you have to treat your wholesaling business like a business and not like a hobby. I cannot tell you how many real estate investors get this wrong. In other words, they're doing real estate 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week, 10 hours a week. How do you expect to have any kind of success when you're working a full-time job and you're only putting 4 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours to your real estate investing business? That is going to be extremely hard. You have to treat it like a business. In other words, I'm a firm believer that you got to put at least 15 to 20 hours a week into this business. You got to map it out so that you know what you're going to be doing on what days, what hours, and what you're going to be doing every week. Now, you can't be explicit by saying at 9 I'm going to do this, at 10 I'm going to do this, at 8:30 no, you can't. But you can be in a good range of what has to be done during your hours. And the most important thing you have to understand is if what you're doing does not lead to producing a deal, you shouldn't be doing it. In other words, all the activities that you do must be deal producing activities. Whether it's skip tracing, whether it's lead generation, whether it's driving for dollars, it should be activity that will lead to you getting a deal. It goes back to the formula. Action plus offers equal profit. And those are the 5 things not to do that will bankrupt your wholesaling business. This is Charles Blair, this mad scientist, signing out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.